Well, it wasn't pretty, and the 49ers still have a lot of work to do, but we welcome you into 49ers Halftime Live. Laura Britt here alongside Donte, Whitner, Joe Staley, Takeo, Spikes, and fellas, the 49ers have got some climbing back to do. Let's start with the negatives, and there were a lot of those before we get to the positives and the Trey Lance effect that we just saw there right before we headed into half. There were a lot of things that weren't working for the Niners. The run game is big time missing, and this is something that we discussed on 49ers pregame live on NBC Sports Bay Area, that when you've got all these injuries, it starts to add up, and that seems to be the case for San Francisco right now, Donte.
Yes, it is the case for San Francisco's offense right now. They can't get any rushing yards on the ground. The defense for the Green Bay Packers is loading the box up, and they're forcing Jimmy Garoppolo to beat them. And it's a lot of quick throws. They're sitting on the routes. As far as the defense, they've given up too many big plays in the secondary. The one to Tart, Lazard for the 46-yarder, and then two big pass interference penalties on the secondary. They have to clean this up. But the Trey Lance effect, they came in late in the first half, was able to put some points on the board. I'm excited to see if they play them more in the second half.
Yeah, they get the ball coming out of halftime, and we just saw right there, one carry, one touchdown. And, when you're having Kyle Juszczyk, the fullback, as your lead carrier in the first half, I said in the beginning of this, in the pregame show, that I didn't think it was going to be an issue. They were going to be able to run the ball, and we're seeing that they're not having the effect that I thought they were going to have today.
I didn't think it was going to be an issue to the point to where you have another position. Deebo Samuel, he was the leading rusher for a minute before Juszczyk took over. So when I look at this overall, I think back to right before Trey Lance just scored the touchdown. 3 straight passes on the 1-yard line. I'm like, hold up, this can't be the Atlanta Super Bowl again. So when I look at this overall, I think they have found something with Trey Lance right here. It's important. They come out, like you said, Donte, they stacked the box. Green Bay did a great job defensively by stacking the box, playing the run, also playing short passes. You got to be able to open them up in order to have success for the second half. Got to take shots down the field.
Just to give you some context and some numbers to back up this conversation, the 49ers as a team, 8 carries for 15 yards, and the Packers, Aaron Jones alone, 12 carries for 39 yards, but the Packers as a team, 15 carries for 47 yards. So they're doing a lot more work on the ground. Aaron Rodgers obviously being Aaron Rodgers, and this is something else that we discussed in the pregame show. How do you stop Aaron Rodgers? What does this defense need to do to go out in the second half? What adjustments are they going to make at the half?
Well, it's going to start with the defensive coordinator, D'Amico Ryans. They have the safeties and the defensive backs just lining up, letting Aaron Rodgers read their mail before they open it. He knows exactly where to go with the ball. And the game plan for Green Bay has been to spread them out and empty. It makes you declare your coverages. It makes you show what you're playing. And they're throwing the ball to the slot, which is the hardest route to cover man-to-man. You have to disguise it. Hold it a little longer. You can't just line up or he's going to rip you apart all night.
Yeah, he's able to go exactly to who he wants to in the ball. You talked about that slot. He's targeting the rookie, Dominor Lenore, early, and you have the pass interference and the big play. And you give Aaron Rodgers ability to completely see the picture on offense when he has the ball. He's able to slice and dice, and this game is going so far exactly how Green Bay wants it to be in the first half. They're able to stay with the running game, they're the quick passing, and then they're taking their shots downfield.
Yeah, and by him spreading them out defensively, it's only a matter of time, guys. Like, as much as we can say, hey, you got to disguise, we're really playing with 2 new corners on this football team. So it's hard to be able to disguise for a long period of time and still get the results that you want. You got to quit giving up the big play. And when you have the opportunity one-on-one, you cannot create pass interferences. It's too much easy yardage out there.
I'd rather have them disguise and be late to their coverage and give up the underneath rally and tackle it than to align with man across the board, Jimmy Ward in the middle of the field, inviting the deep throw, right? You want to make them dink and dunk down the field. You don't want to just say, hey, throw it here and have the guy circle. It starts with disguise when you're playing the top-tier quarterbacks, and they're lacking a huge point right now. Maybe they'll pick it up in the second half.
All right, as promised, we also want to talk about the positives that we saw in this matchup. If you're just now joining us, welcome into 49ers Halftime Live. The 49ers down 17-7 to the Packers here at Levi's Stadium on Sunday Night Football, and it was Trey Lance, but it was also Trenton Cannon. This is a guy that the 49ers picked up off of waivers on September 15th. They claimed him off of waivers after the Ravens released him. We saw him make the big return. So there are some positives, Takeo. When you look at Trenton Cannon, hopefully we see some more of that in the second half.
Yeah, we have to. And I think it's important. When you look across the board, they have been struggling, trying to find ways to get playmakers the ball, rushing it effectively. I think now, listen, Cannon, give him a shot. Why not? Because you have to find some other way to create some offense. Also, Trey Lance had the touchdown right before half. Let's put him out there early, loosen them up a little bit, show them something different that they haven't seen, and see if that creates a spark for this offense.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity to use Trey Lance coming out of the half. You got the score is 17-7 going into the half. It was big to score the touchdown late. Create a two-possession game for the 49ers coming out of half. Make your adjustments at halftime, and then let's get this run game going, and then it comes down to Jimmy Garoppolo. Can you win the game with your arm? He's going to have to because they're threatened. They're loading the box, and they're forcing him to throw the ball down the field.
Donte, if you're Kyle Shanahan, do you come out of the half with Trey Lance under center, or do you come out with Jimmy G?
Yep, you come out with Trey Lance. Trey area, Trey Lance effect, moving outside the pocket, quarterback option. You have to know that they haven't prepared much for Trey Lance. They didn't see him at all last week.
Right.
With the type of plays that Kyle Shanahan can draw up with this guy, the arm strength, why not put him out here for this first drive, go down and score some points? The crowd is going to get behind you. It's going to be electric in that stadium.
They're really struggling on first and second down, and like you said, Trey can give that spark to get efficient on first and second down to create better situations on third down instead of just having to chuck it down the field.
Trey Lance coming out in the second half. Takeo, what say you?
Listen, I'm all for it. We really haven't seen anything from this first half. It's important that they come out with the spark. They get the ball coming out in the second half. If we get a Trey Lance sighting, I do believe we will see some specialty plays. We will see some shots down the field. And who cares if they don't work at first? At least you're having the defense play honest, and now they got to play this game from top down.
Were you surprised at all, Joe, to see it took this long to get Trey Lance in? I mean, it was just the final seconds here of the first half.
Yeah, I was. I mean, we were watching this game and we were thinking, all right, this is going to be the opportunity he's going to come in. This is a perfect opportunity. And we didn't see him till the last play in the second or the first half. And you know, I do believe that he's going to have opportunities. They need something. They need something. They need a spark in the run game because that's where the whole entire offense runs from. It runs through that running game and sets up everything. If you just sit back there and play pitch and catch with Jimmy Garoppolo and the way that the Green Bay defense is playing right now, it's not going to have a ton of success.
Yeah, it seems they have their number, that's for sure. As far as the 49ers defense, we saw Eric Armstead get a sack. That was a positive in their direction. But Nick Bosa, I've been a little surprised that we haven't heard his name. What's been going on with Nick Bosa in the first half?
Well, when they're going to the empty formations, they're leaving a tight end next to the tackle to help chip and block him. And they're having another halfback to the other side, which is a 7-man max pro. They're really giving 3-man routes down the field, and that's how they're able to protect. He was active early in the game, had a PBU, but Eric Armstead is giving it internal pressure, and he's second in the league in pressures right now.
Second in the league.
A lot more of that in the second half.
Yeah, the 49ers defense going to have to turn it on in the second half. We say so long from Levi Stadium, but don't forget, immediately following the game, flip it over to NBC Sports Bay Area. Joe, Takeo, Donte going to give us instant reaction and analysis to everything that you see here at Levi Stadium. The 49ers down 17-7 at the half as they try and work their way back and try and get a victory against the Packers here tonight. We'll see you after the game on NBC Sports Bay Area.